steam engine. I'm James Wessler. They call me Choo Choo, and I volunteer here. And this is a 30-horse return flue case steam engine, the only one in the country like it. And we had to build a new boiler for it and everything and overhaul the entire engine because it was really, really, really old and really, really, really rusty. And a lady gave it to us, and we rebuilt it, and here it is. But it's the only 30-horse case return flue steam engine center crank that we know of. There may be another one or two, but this one works perfect.
What year would it have been built?
About 1887.
And was used for farming?
Threshing, thrash machine engine. And it was probably a straw burner at one time.
Really?
Yeah. But that's about all we know, because there's nobody alive ever seen it run before we fixed it, or ever knew of it being run. This old lady knew something a little bit about it, but she didn't know nothing about where it come or how old it was or nothing. So that's all we got of this old engine. This engine here is a 3,220 compound Breeze steam engine. It's really a good old engine, and it came from Oklahoma one time. We've got it here now, and it belongs to the association. So these are good engines, and this one we're doing a little work on, but it's ready to go anytime.
So it'll fire up and run?
Yep, it'll go anytime you want to. In fact, all the engines you see in this here big building all run. Everything runs. It all works. We don't have any junk. It all works. This engine here was built in 1908 and came from the Wilson Meat Packing Plant in Albert Lea, Minnesota. And Vilder Ice Machine Company built it. They're still in business as of today. And that engine will make 74 tons of ice in 24 hours running 90 turns a minute. This engine over here was in Loudon's Machinery Company, and it ran a line shaft for 52 years. It was 2 days of downtime charged that engine in 52 years. We took it apart and put it together here. This engine right here is a Skinner engine. It was built in 1904. The generator and exciter was built in 1904. It was bought as an entire unit. It made electric lights for the Burlington Laundry its whole life before they gave it to us. Now it makes electric lights here. These other engines here are of various kinds. They're to pump water, run edging saws, run planers. That Vim engine over there was made in Oswego, New York. It's a 14 by 18, and the company went out of business before 1900. So we don't know how old it is, but it's awful, awful old. The engine next to it is a Choosh engine made in Mattoon, Illinois, about 1907 or 8. It's a fine old engine. There were 3 of them, and we got one of them. I have a big Alice Chalmers pumping engine that pumped all the water for Marshalltown, Iowa its whole lifetime. It was built in 1923. It'll pump 7 million gallons of water at 33 turns a minute. It's got a 36-inch intake and a 22-inch output. We took that apart. We had to take the whole roof off the powerhouse to get that apart. We set it there. It's got a whole basement under it also. And then we built the building over the top. This little bitty engine you see here was made during the Civil War. It's the oldest engine we have here, and it was made during the Civil War. And in 1882, it was sold to a blacksmith for his blacksmith shop. And that's about as much as we do know about it. It's been overhauled, and it works perfect. We have a great big Skinner engine over here making electric lights. It's a 540 kW engine, made electric lights. It runs 150 turns a minute, and it's a real fine engine made by the Murray Iron Works, Burlington, Iowa. So it's quite the engine, and we like it a lot. It's still making lights. We have a 2-cylinder Fairbanks Morris engine right behind it, also direct connected to a generator, and it also makes electric lights. Our engine of the year this year is an upright engine. made by the Detroit Fan Company in Detroit, Michigan. There's very few of these around. It came out of Marysville, Missouri. It ran a fan for air conditioning and heating in a high school, and it was down in the basement. They tore the school down and they gave us the engine. The other two engines there is the Frost engine made in Galesburg, Illinois, and that Vim again. They both came from the Heron Walker Distillery in Peoria, Illinois. We also have a steam pump that's good, pumps water yet. It came from Normal, Illinois, out of a home that was in a power plant. And we also have a...
It was a residential power plant?
No, it was a home for boys.
Oh,
It was a orphanage, power plant for an orphanage. So, yeah, that's where that came from. Also, this Chush engine came out of that same place. They were all in an orphanage, and we got them.
cool.
So that's about all I can